Since Spacies.
G'day invaders and welcome to Since Spacies, and this is, yes, another bloody gaming podcast. Number 7, we're getting to the double figures soon, and we have got guests from all parts of the globe. We have got Ash891, how's it doing?
Hiya, you're right.
We have got Carbon Gaming Nights, Carbon Nights Gaming, I always screw that up, sorry.
Oh, hello.
Your trident's looking very trident-y there.
Thank you. Did you grow an extra prong on your trident? Oh no, it's still 3.
Yeah.
No.
And we've got...
I can count to 3, but not much higher.
And we've got Joe and Dustin from What the Show. Was it What He Show? What's the story of that?
What the Show, you know, it's easier to spell, we thought. It's got one T in there.
Okay.
And it confuses the hell out of everybody.
Yeah, it's like, we got SEO on point, though. You actually spell it right, where all it comes out. But that doesn't happen much.
And because you two are the first, well, this is your first time on the podcast, you have got to answer the intro questions. And I'll start with who wants to go first?
Dustin goes first.
Hit me.
So
Throw
Dustin,
him under the bus.
we're going to start with you with your first console and the first game on that console.
My first console... The first console I played was my old man's Nintendo. And it was Super Mario 3. So Super Mario World 3. And it was amazing. It was the best thing I ever played. But it was his. Right? So like I went over to my dad's. I was like, yo, Dad, can I play Nintendo? He's like, just don't mess nothing up. And he had this awesome... remember those joystick with the... It was like the... was it a professional stick? It had the big joystick and the buttons.
Oh, the Advantage.
Yeah, Advantage. Yeah. NES Advantage.
NES Advantage.
Yeah. So that was my first... That was my first gaming thing. But it wasn't mine. My first one was SNES and Super Mario World.
That shows you how brainwashed I have become from YouTube. I don't even own many. I don't even have an NES, and I know that.
You're right? Yeah. Yeah, the NES Advantage. I later got the the actual, like, the D-pad, and that was way better. But the NES Advantage is garbage. Absolute garbage.
I thought it was like the bee's knees of controllers. It's
Have you used it? It's like the Power Glove. The Power Glove's garbage, too.
Is it
like,
just,
I was
is it
this
just a
little
joystick
kid.
with the 6 buttons?
Yeah.
The one that, like the arcade
With
controller?
2 buttons and a turbo.
Oh no, I don't know that one. I know
Or I
that's
guess
the
4
Street
buttons.
Fighter ones, but I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's hard.
The Street Fighter ones are the shit. Are the business, but... Sorry.
and your favorite video game of all time? No pressure.
Ooh.
Super Mario World. Straight up.
Really?
It's the best game ever. I can play that morning, noon, and night. Today, tomorrow, in the past. And as a kid, I could never beat it, neither. So I remember, finally, and I had to get rid of everything. Finally got it as, a young adult, I suppose. With, the Game Boy Advance one. And I just smashed it up, 100% everything, or 93%, whatever the heck it was. And it's just amazing. I love that game so much. I can play it all the time. And it still stands up, man. It's a fantastic game.
No, it does rate high in my books, and
Yeah.
ironically enough, I was working at Sega at the time when I was playing that, so it was...
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that for me...
Did they know?
I used to bring in my Super Nintendo into the hotline, and I'd be taking calls, playing Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, you're complaining about Street Fighter 2 not being out on the Mega Drive? Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah. Just buy Nintendo. Okay. And what are you currently playing? Anything that's keeping you busy on any of your systems?
Uncharted 4, is that the one with his brother? Uncharted 4 with his brother, Nathan Drake. Thieves Gold, maybe? Pirates Thieves? I like that game.
Uncharted 5, Pirates Thieves.
No idea.
Yeah, they thieve on pirates. Straight up.
I have no idea what I'm playing. I'm just playing.
Yeah, I love it. That's a great game. I come home. Oh my god. So, I come home and Joe's literally on my couch one day just playing the
Dude,
game.
you missed some crazy stuff.
Yeah, from my
I
save
advanced your
point.
game.
I'm like, what the? I was flipping out because my wife was there making him dinner. He's on my couch playing video games.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Making
get out of my house.
You've adopted him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that game's pretty dope.
Box one day.
It's the
Little
truth.
note pinned to his shirt.
Yeah.
You had to feed him tonight.
All right.
I'm
So,
crashing here tonight. Yeah.
guess it's now your turn. We got first console and game. What would you have?
I'd say the
started
first
with?
started off with Nintendo because my dad got it for himself because he really liked Tetris, and him and my mom used to play, and they would just give me a control that wasn't plugged in, and I would just pretend to be playing with them, and it took me forever to realize I wasn't actually playing with them. And yeah,
The force isn't strong for that one.
But probably my first official system that was mine was probably the SNES, and Super Mario World probably was probably my #1 game of all time.
So many people that have been on this podcast have
Say
Super
that?
Nintendo. Yeah, it's on a lot of people's list. Favorite game of all time?
Honestly, I think it's. I was thinking about this the other day. I think it's Breath of the Wild. I've been playing that now. I got a Switch a little while ago, and I love it because you can just play you can play for however long as you want, which is kind of cool. And it has those creative elements, kind of like Minecraft, which is kind of cool. Plus, it's got the fighting and all the other stuff too, which is I don't know, it's pretty cool. You can just pick it up and you can switch to different places in the room. So,
I got to really get into that more. I do want to, as an excuse to play it more, do a Let's Play series. I'm just worried about.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
just worried about.
You should definitely play it, man.
So Nintendo are harsh on their copyright strikes.
Oh, really? Even if you're playing their games?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. Any hint I played Animal Crossing on the DS, which came out for the Wii U. And I figured that's an old game, no one's going to touch that. And some Italian company tried to hit me with copyright strikes because they claim to own the soundtrack.
What?
An Italian company.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
So
strikes or claims?
Italians don't make music. Very late.
It's cool. Do you have a Switch or no?
I do.
Yeah.
And
That's right there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. We saw it in the corner. Didn't see it there.
The Switch
The
is back
box.
there.
The box is there
The
on the
Switch
middle
is
shelf.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's downstairs.
Stop warning of things.
I'm still trying to remember what's back there. That's only still about a week and a half or 2 weeks old. That backdrop there. And what are you currently playing? Do you have any idea?
Yeah. No, I'm currently playing Breath of the Wild. Just got Shadow of the Colossus, the remastered version.
Oh, right.
That's one of my favorite games back in the day, and that was one of the first games that at the time it was considered an indie game, and I think it was before there was that huge blow up of indie games. And I just remember playing it, and there were there's very minimal words, and the story is kind of you just kind of do what you want. And I just remember at the time I was just holy, I didn't know you could make a game like this, and it was super artistic. So I just got the remastered version.
What was the Adam Sandler movie that featured that? There was an Adam Sandler movie. And
What? Really?
Yeah.
Little Nicky.
Oh, really?
No.
Definitely not.
I was gonna say, I don't remember that.
No, you're right. It's Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. No, there was a movie where that game actually played a pivotal role in telling up the story. He actually had a movie where there was a storyline besides that didn't involve penguins or him going back to high school.
Spanglish maybe or something?
I don't know. I will look when I dig it up, post edit. I will put the graphic up, and
there you go.
people will be going "Oh, ta-da! They didn't know that." Anyway,
Yeah. That game was it was pretty cool. Cool game.
I have yet to play it, so I might get.
Yeah, ditto. I never played it either, but it does look dope.
The remastered version looks pretty cool. I have it, I just haven't had a chance to play it.
I've been watching plenty of people talk about it online, so yeah, I might get onto that bandwagon when the price drops a little, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I might. You guys feel left out here. I might get you guys to just tell me, Ash, what game are you currently playing at the moment?
Me, at the moment?
Yeah.
I'm playing either Dark Souls for the first time ever. Don't like it.
Really? The first time? Alright.
Yeah. I bought it recently.
Yeah.
Because Xbox 360 games don't cost any money anymore. They're basically free. So I've been buying loads of games and bother buying at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so far it's rubbish. I'm not getting into it.
That's bollocks.
It's shite.
It's okay, alright. We won't say anything.
Also
It's
playing
good
Breath
though.
of the
No, you don't
Wild.
like it? What don't you like about it?
Breath of the Wild too?
It just feels kind of clunky. It just feels...
Yeah, it is clunky. And I guess if you're into the whole like mastering the clunky control to get farther, because it's like grueling punishing. But you're right. It is clunky. I'll give you that.
I mean, I don't mind hard games. I quite like sort of difficult games and stuff. But like, I don't know, I just can't get into it. But also Breath of the Wild, which I'm also not getting into, and I don't know why. But it's just like not clicking for me.
I noticed that some people, like my boss, has it, and it doesn't click, and he hates the game completely. And then there's some people that I'm seeing on Twitter that have like 600 hearts, and it's like, you must have put at least like 400 hours into that to get that many hearts.
I've got like 5. I've got 5 hearts. And I've been playing it loads.
If you skinned your knee, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that looks fun. I'll go over there, and then I get my head kicked in because I've got 5 hearts, and like, ugh.
Yeah. It's rough sometimes. I've been just like doing my own thing, but yeah, whatever.
What about you, Carbonites? What have you got going at the moment as far as game-wise?
Actually, I just picked up Bomber Crew for PC. It's you basically fly a little Lancaster bomber. You have these little avatar guys that are hilariously cute. And it turns out if you have one out fixing an engine, and you decide to dive because that engine's on fire, they just fall right off the wing and they die.
that will happen.
I didn't know that. It's a lot like FTL, but it's a little harder in that you can't pause it.
Ooh.
So you can't pause and think. You got to do it on the fly, but the actual gameplay is easier, I find.
I would love to see your stream account activity. Just what you've got on that PC.
Is it strategy like FTL 2 or FTL also?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I showed Dustin that game once, and he was over it immediately. He was like, "What is this?"
I'm glad there's
That's like my
games out
favorite
there
game.
for people.
That's like my favorite
like
game, I guess,
you,
of all time. I guess that's one of them.
That ain't
That's
my
up there.
favorite.
Oh my god, I love FTL.
Such a good game.
Anyway, yeah.
We're going to get stuck into the topic. So the first one, this is a bit of a trigger for me because I've been watching on Twitter a few people boasting about their game collection, which is expected. The more, the better.
I have like 7 games.
Same here.
I want 0 physical
4,
media.
I think. 4.
None. Get it out of my house.
We can't all be like. There's a guy in Melbourne or down Victoria Way called The Last Gamer. He is the world record holder for the biggest collection in the world.
Oh, really?
You got to get get on that guy's channel and watch his room tour. It goes for over an hour, and he hasn't even touched the surface.
Has he played them though?
Yes.
Or is he just collecting?
Oh, okay.
No, he is a true gamer.
Right. I was gonna be like,
which is
right.
mental, because usually when you see a guy with a huge collection like that, you'd be like, yeah, that's just for show. But hardly any of them are sealed. Which brings me to my
Well, it's part of the tour too. He shows off. He's got that row of TVs all set up for all the different systems and stuff. Like they play a lot of games.
Yeah, and he's got a leather couch dedicated just about to every system. It's just crazy.
Pretty much.
So this brings me to my topic. Thanks, Carbon, you ruined my segue.
Sorry.
I was on a roll.
Fix it in post.
So I've been seeing a lot of people bragging about their sealed game collection, and I'm thinking, what is the point? So my question to you guys is, are sealed game collectors wankers? Who wants to start this off?
Personally, it doesn't bother me, like, at all. I'm kind of okay with it. Basically, I think if you've got
great. Thanks for coming.
Okay. Well, you're wrong.
No, but if they're old games, right, and like especially the older they get, like more, if you get like, I don't know, recent games and don't bother taking them out of the packet, fine. But it's a game that you've played, you've owned previously, you bought it again, and these things, there's only so many of them out there, right? So if you've got like a Mega Drive game or whatever, that thing, they're in short supply. If you want to keep it for future generations and that kind of stuff, then live and let live, I guess. Also, I feel a bit remorseful because I had a thing recently where the only sealed in the box secondhand game I ever bought was Final Fantasy VII, and I bought that. I had it originally, had it once, bought it again in about 2006, sealed in the packet. And I was like, oh, that's quite cool. And then I opened it, and then I lost it. £200.
No.
I was like, oh, I had one of those. And yeah, I opened it and lost it. So I'm just feeling bitter because I not only opened it, but then lost it as well.
That would have been a worthy game to keep sealed.
I was just
guess.
going to say, what would be the eBay price on that right now?
£200.
Final Fantasy VII, not the classic re-released budget.
No, the original.
The original.
Jewel case. It's £200 English or 7,000 Australian dollars.
I'll get lost. No.
That sounds like
Right?
See, when you're lying, that room turns red. Okay, now we got it.
You look lovely today, Brian.
Did you guys see, I noticed that, GoldenEye for a little bit was, super expensive. It was skyrocketing. I think it was around, $400, but this was, a couple years ago. But I've looked recently, and it's back down to, cheap again. Did you guys notice that?
Usually prices don't go back down. Once they're, once they rise up, they don't go back down again. Although, actually, Snatcher on the Mega CD, around about there somewhere, there, that game was going for about 700 or 800 Australian, and it's dropped down to 450. So, yeah, sometimes they do drop back down again.
But yeah, this is interesting.
Carbon, I'm kind of interested in your take on this.
I think collecting sealed games is completely pointless. Honestly, it doesn't. I watch a lot of collecting videos because I collect myself, and I want to find out what people are playing. Maybe remind me of a game I haven't played in years or whatever. And then I see these guys bragging about they might have multiple copies of the same game, all sealed, or it's just stupid crap like that. And it just makes me laugh because I'm like, why? Why would you waste your money on something? I mean, I guess maybe to them it's art. I bought a picture once to put on the wall, but I don't get it. It's not for me for sure.
Yeah.
If that's what they want to do with their money, I'm cool with it. But I don't collect anything I'm not gonna play. If I even think remotely I'm not gonna play through the entire game, I just sell whatever I've picked up because I'll buy a PlayStation with 28, 30 games, whatever, and then I'll just keep what I want and sell the rest to buy more stuff. But I don't know, anything sealed. I think even if it was Shining Force 2, which is the best game ever made, I'm pretty sure I would just sell that and get an open version, and then 17 or 18 other games too. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. If you're gonna have it, you might as well use it.
Yeah, or give it to someone that will.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't get it at all. They're wankers. They're absolute wankers. I don't like it. Alright, spread the wealth. You're right, there are a finite amount of those things, right? They're not making no more of them. And you have one just sitting there not being enjoyed. I understand the art thing you said, Carbon Knights, but the game is the art.
Yeah.
That's the art.
Yeah.
Go enjoy it.
This is true.
Yeah.
I was completely on your side until Ash mentioned, though, about Final Fantasy, and I was like, that is a game that I guess if I had...
You want it sealed in box?
If I had it now, a Final Fantasy VII sealed, I would keep it. I would not be opening it right now. I would just be keeping it.
I'd open it.
It was very satisfying opening it though. So
Yeah.
that was better than my wedding day. That's some serious stuff.
Nice. Did you lose the whole thing or just the disc?
No, I lost the whole thing. I lost a disc separate from the box.
Two separate
That's what I mean. You
occasions.
the box and just put
just
bootlegs
close
in there.
it. Yeah, just close it.
Yeah,
Just put
so it
it
has
out.
the heft. But
I was just going to say, I don't understand how people lose games, but I can't find Secret of Mana, the one game that you'd want to keep on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a good game.
I one of the rare RPGs I actually bothered to finish. I had it in its box, and God knows where it is. I've gone through this house multiple times, and I know I owned it. My brother's like, "Yeah, you own it." Yeah, I don't own it anymore. It seems. Well, I was expecting a more of a passionate debate about that, but I guess
They're wankers!
Yeah,
All of them!
bloody wankers. Actually, funny thing about the word wankers, you Americans don't really use it the way we use it.
No, it's just fun.
And the
Sounds
funny,
very Australian. Immediately I think of Australia.
because
I think England.
Yeah.
The wankers.
it's kind of both. We both share that one. But I was going to say that the TV show Married with Children, Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Peggy Bundy's maiden name is Wanker.
Oh, nice. You ready?
Really?
From
Really?
from Wanker County. And
Yeah, from Micro. Yeah.
yeah, and I never
From the
understood.
boonies.
Yeah, And I never understood why they went with that name, because it didn't have the cultural relevance that it does here. But maybe there was a British guy or someone from December chucked
John's like, oh my god, we got away with it, guys.
Yeah.
Hey mate, we got away with this.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, right?
So bad.
All right.
It's like an episode of The Simpsons where they say wanker loads and loads and loads of times. And over here, obviously, we've got to censor it because it's a super offensive word in England and probably
No,
Australia
is
as
it
well.
really? Wow.
Yeah. This whole episode, like Bono or something, they say it about 12 times.
Not
like all the way through the episode.
Not in
I was
Australia.
actually eating dinner at a friend's house who had just moved from Scotland with his family, and that episode of The Simpsons was on while we were eating dinner. I swear to God, his mother almost choked the first time Bono broke
This goes
out.
pale.
It was so funny. It got shut off immediately, but you know.
Oh wow. I guess. Yeah.
Delicate. Okay.
Well, they had like a 3 or 4 year old daughter too, so she was sitting there eating as well in the same room.
You're a bunch of wankers.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all
So
4-year-olds saying that.
another thing that came up on Twitter just recently, I saw. I follow Sega of Japan, or Sega, and they post some random stuff. Sometimes they'll post a bowl of noodles. Hey, look what I'm eating for lunch, and it's like, yeah, but when are we going to get Streets of Rage 4? Is that ever going to happen? No, but you're more interested about what you're having for, soup or dinner or whatever. So just recently they started posting a bunch of series of photos from Nintendo, Microsoft in America, and they're in their office testing out Xbox products and showing off. No context, nothing, just here we are with Sonic Fluffy Dolls and in the Microsoft office. No announcement, nothing said about what they're up to. So it got me to thinking. I doubt very much straight off the bat that there is any sort of takeover talk or anything like that, because there is no way that they would just casually release out photos like this. And oh, by the way, we bought Sega. No big deal. I think it would be all behind sealed doors, closed doors, and then eventually you will see a news update or something come along later in an investment announcement. But it got me thinking. This is a two-part question. Would it be good for Microsoft to buy Sega? And the other part is, would it be good for Sega if Microsoft bought them? So, any opinions on this one?
Sega doesn't make hardware anymore, right? It's just games.
Correct. Dreamcast was the last one. It was a very sad day for my child.
What games have they made recently? I had 3 Dreamcasts.
Well, Sonic Mania, right?
Yeah. Well, Sonic Mania was actually not done in-house. It was actually done by an Aussie.
Yeah.
Which is like Christian Whitehead, who responded to a tweet the other day. Actually, did you see that, Ash?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, because
he got involved. He got involved in our conversation, which I thought was a bit of
quite cool.
A crack up. But no. So
was that an Xbox exclusive?
No. So Sonic Mania came out on all the major systems: the Switch, the PlayStation 4, which is the version I got, and also on the Xbox One. I would have. I think that's I don't know how many more systems. I don't think that there was a PC version. That was the only one that didn't come out. I think, which is kind of.
I think the PC version is coming.
That is weird that it would come out later, but anyway. But Dreamcast was the last console that they ever put out, and I've been in mourning ever since. It's just I would have liked to have seen a Dreamcast 2. There's a lot of people that would wish for that, but it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it should either, to be honest. But I think it'd be kind of bad for Sega if they're owned by Microsoft, but great for Microsoft, because all Sega need to do to sort of get back on the horse, which they're really reluctant to do, is to release a few games, right? Like games that people actually want to play. Like they could do a new Jet Set Radio, a new Streets of Rage. They could do, even the real off things they could do
Altered
for
Beast.
Wii. Yeah,
Altered Beast would be.
What?
Yeah.
Altered Beast
Old
2. Wise from your wave.
But there's so many things they could release. They just need to do like a couple a year, right? Great old school games, revitalize a few old IPs, not just like Bubsy, and that's all they need to do, and they'll be back on top. Like there's no one with the IP library of Sega besides like Nintendo, right? Like who else has got that many big franchises?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of what they used to make that Microsoft could take advantage of, just being exclusive.
Well, I guess
I mean,
one,
they had the cool,
I
they
guess
had the
one
cool
part of
indies.
this that I should have asked is, will it also be good for gamers? That's the other thing.
That's what I was going to say. Is I
Yeah.
think it'd be better for the gamers than for who. I mean, if Microsoft took them over and then did bring up back their old IPs, like maybe Rystar or Toe Jam and Earl too.
Oh
Plus
yeah,
the
that'd be
ones we
awesome.
mentioned.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a
I
good one.
think I think it'd be great for gamers. I think
Phantasy Star needs a new game.
Yes.
They're making Phantasy Star Universe, but which is in Japan exclusive, which that game needs to come out to the West. That was one of the first games that really kicked off the whole online, what they call it, MMORG or whatever it is.
Yeah, MMO.
Yeah, well, Phantasy Star Online.
That was a
Still
sad
play
day. Well, it was a sad day when they shut down their servers, but yeah, you're right. You
It's
can
like private.
Yeah, you can play as a private server, but that's hardly, what the game was all about.
I don't know, man. It worked for UO for years. I mean, me and Dongvers just finished playing on a UO server about 3 or 4 months ago again.
Oh, right, okay. Which game was that, sorry?
Ultima Online.
Oh, right.
It's from. Actually, I don't know if it's
The
newer
70s.
than. No, it's like. Ultima is from way back,
Oh,
but
Ultima
Online, I think,
almost
came out
brought
in
us.
99.
Ultima originally started in early 1980s. I don't know about the 70s. I think that he probably was tossing around the idea at that time, but didn't come out with it until 82 or something like that. What was his name? Lord British.
Yep. You could go find him in game.
British.
if you wanted.
And that was a big deal. You could actually go in and find him in a secret room, the actual creator of the game.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even secret. You could just go into the castle in Britain. Back on the main maps.
That castle that we've got. That one castle.
The one.
It was just one. I think you might be
British
right.
castle.
Okay. No, my personal thoughts on it is that, no, of course we're not going to see another console. But they're just sitting on a gold mine there, Sega, of IPs that are just sitting there going to waste. Skies of Arcadia, that's another one that everyone is screaming out
Power Stone.
for. And and Golden Axe. Can we get another Golden Axe already?
Golden Axe,
Come
absolutely.
That game was
Far
boss.
out. And don't make it as crap as they had done with their sequels. Just go back to the first one and just work on it.
Probably.
I wonder.
think-
I wonder if they're gonna. I wonder if they might be using Sega. Like I would imagine, maybe they're doing try to like do more kids stuff with Sega. Maybe because like Xbox 360, I think of that as like an adult console. Not really, but it is kind of an adult console. And I feel like it would be advantageous maybe for Microsoft to make more to compete kind of with the Switch, I guess, in like terms of like getting
Yeah.
more kids and stuff. Sonic, like
Yeah.
things like that. Even though
I
it's kind of
totally
lame.
agree.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I
No,
just feel like that's probably what they'd be doing.
Because Sega are really known for like they've made fun arcade games like throughout their
Yeah.
entire career. That's what they
Yeah.
do best, right? They make fun games. Nintendo do that. Switch is doing amazingly well. And look at the game library. They've got very few of the big games, and no one cares. They're like catching
Yeah.
up with Sony at the moment
Yeah.
on a thing that has Zelda and Mario on it, and like fun old school stuff. But like, I worry about the whole Microsoft piece because obviously they bought Rare.
I was
And
waiting for that
they-
to come up. Yeah.
Roy-
That's right.
Yeah,
Oh, I
they
didn't know
destroyed
were.
Rare,
Jeez.
and
Jeez.
yeah.
And those guys sat idle, and they didn't produce anything except Viva Pinata is one that comes to mind, which is that was a okayish game, but
Yeah.
it wasn't what we were expecting from Rare.
Right.
And they also did Connect Sports.
Yeah, they had loads of Connect games.
Of course not.
Apparently they had loads of
That
Connect
game is
ports.
like one cent
Random.
at GameStop. It's literally
It's garbage.
it's
Who made the Donkey Kong games for the Wii?
That
Those
was
games
Rare.
were dope.
No,
before they got bought?
no, not for the Wii.
Yeah.
That was. I know the name of the company.
Okay.
I will,
So another company.
but it wasn't Rare.
It wasn't Rare.
Ah, okay.
I will
Yeah, let's
put
get-
the answer up, post edit again.
Yeah, that game was amazing. I love those.
Because
games.
there's
Yeah, Donkey Kong's one of my favorites.
that
too.
company, everyone's talking about them doing another Metroid.
Ooh.
They're tossing up whether or not they're going to be the ones producing Metroid or not. So people still don't know who's coming up with the Metroid game, or at least I'm not aware of it anyway myself.
Did you guys play the latest one or the most recent one? The one that didn't just come out, but that wasn't for. I think it was for
Metroid. There's one for GameCube. I don't know.
GameCube, maybe. It was the
That's
first
the most
person
recent one I
one.
played.
Yeah.
I've
Was
got
it-
Samus
It was first
Returns.
person, right?
Samus Returns.
Yeah. Well, how was it?
On what system? He asks when he takes his headphones off.
Game Boy.
Ah, there it is.
Ah, DSX.
That's what it was. Right. Oh.
Oh
special
damn!
edition.
Is that? Wait a minute. Yeah, some Spaceys. Is that sealed?
No.
It looks
shiny. It's a little shiny.
Of all the games that are up there, there's probably 5 games sealed, if at all.
Okay.
And one of them is sealed because it's in Japanese and I've already got a pirated version of it, so I don't touch it. And there's another one here which is sealed because I just haven't got time to get around to playing it. Like, here's a go. It's a sealed game. That will be cracked open soon.
Okay.
Okay.
That was donated to the channel. That was pretty cool.
That's
Can't beat
awesome.
that.
But Samus Returns was produced not by Nintendo. Actually, it was done by a Spanish company. And I don't know if any of you guys have played it, but they nailed it. This is actually a really cracker of a
Really?
game.
Okay.
I never got a chance to play it. I wanted to.
And it's a remake of Game Boy, old school Game Boy game, and they've reimagined it. So that is worth checking out if you haven't already done so.
I will check it out.
And I needed a new 3DS, so I just thought I can't. It was either this or the Super Nintendo, the good
Mini.
version, not the American purple. Sorry, did I say purple? Lilac.
Those are my favorite ones too. With the, I can pull stuff off my shelves, but these, right?
Yes,
Yeah, they're the best.
that's a real Super Nintendo.
Yeah. I
Yeah, and
agree.
I've got a rubber dinosaur.
Oh, nice.
I'm part of this conversation.
Ash wins.
All right.
That back in the still case. Yeah, I agree. Those are the dopest controllers. Those rainbow ones.
Yeah.
So getting back to the original question, would Sega be better off on the Microsoft? I think it would be bad for Sega, and I think it would be good for Microsoft.
Good for Microsoft.
But they
exactly.
won't. But I don't think they'll actually. I don't think we will get the games we want from them, and we'll.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I think that this whole thing that they're doing with the series of talks is just about maybe some new, straight to Xbox exclusive games that they've probably got planned. Nothing big, because Microsoft are struggling for exclusives. They have got none. There's nothing in their cupboard that makes you think I got to get an Xbox One over a PlayStation 4.
The stupid, like my coworker, he loves Xbox, and he only gets it for the exclusive. I guess they have exclusive sports games. Like, are they like that can use the real team names and stuff, like football games? Like, I have no idea because I don't play football games.
No,
But
no,
I guess
like-
like with,
Yeah.
like I guess, and it's also you guys are in Australia, not. But I guess they have the licenses
Rugby
for
league,
Madden.
mate. We play rugby league.
Well, they get the Madden and they get the real names apparently for the Microsoft, but PlayStation doesn't have them.
Actually,
So he's
hang
like,
on,
oh,
hang
he
on,
loves
hang on.
it.
I gotta get something. Hang
He's
on.
like, you're the worst. He's the worst.
Was that Carbon Knights?
That's mad.
Oh, I didn't know that they didn't come out for PS4 anymore. I just
I
assumed they
don't
did.
like diving off camera to get stuff, but I can't resist this one. This is
What is that?
Rugby League on the Sega Mega
Get that
Drive.
out of here.
I have 6 of those still wrapped. They're upstairs. I get them.
The funny,
I don't even know how to play that.
the funny thing is that the guy that was working in Sega, EA at the time, he's in the credits. I used to work with him. He was a Electronic Arts representative that used to come into our store to sell us products. He eventually became the CEO of EA for Sega of Australia, but he's in the credits of this game, which is kind of weird to see a guy that I used to work with in the credits. So yeah, that's. Did you? So do you remember getting that in England, like a UK version?
Yeah, we got a load of rugby games, but they weren't ever really
From
good.
EA?
No, I don't remember calling EA doing any.
EA Sports does it.
There's
That's
some
crazy
little-
too.
Yeah, it's an EA Sports
There's some
game.
little
Yeah,
publishers
it's
over here that
official,
do a
makes
few
it more
rugby games.
official.
I don't remember an EA rugby game, no.
I rented a rugby game once. We immediately
Nice.
didn't know how to play it, and after about one half, we put something else in.
That sounds like a
What a waste of a rental. Weekend ruined. I got the rugby game.
didn't know the rules. It's the same as American football, except you don't have a 10-yard line. The only line you got to row about is the try line, and that's it.
Yep.
And
You can't throw.
The try line.
The trial
Yes,
line.
of course. The try line.
Sorry, the end zone. Is that what you guys call it?
There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Whatever they call it. Oh, and they don't have pads, because
Oh, do they know
don't need
who won the Super Bowl?
Well,
The Eagles did. Which is-
they,
you guys know
they
who won the
do
Super
need
Bowl?
the.
Sorry?
You know who
They
won the
don't
Grey
even know.
Cup?
What was that? What was that again?
They
The
have.
Great Water Cup?
That's
What?
not the Super Bowl.
the Great
It's
Water
for
Cup.
Canadian football.
What is that? Great.
Oh, the CFL?
It's the
Yo,
only way-
XFL's coming back.
The Grey Cup
I
sounds
think they have
disappointing.
to-
When'd you win the Grey Cup? It's like not gold.
Didn't your
It's because it's the guy's name.
team, Dustin? Didn't
His
your
name's Grey Cup?
So you guys, yeah.
I'm sorry, what's up, Some Spaces?
Okay, we're gonna be positive.
didn't your team win?
Yeah, the
Yes,
Eagles!
that's what I'm saying.
I
We won
at the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was amazing. It's the best thing in
It's
my
a big
life.
deal.
Better than my wedding.
So we lost the last game. My team.
I'm sorry.
anyway.
Oh,
The
CFL?
Peters.
We got all the
Talking
CFL
CFL,
Carbon Knights.
My Cronulla Sharks, which is the rugby league team that I support, won their first grand final ever, and they've been in the comp for 50 years. So that was like
Nice.
a big moment
Yeah.
for them.
Eagles too. That was their first one. That was their 53rd Super Bowl. It's amazing.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So
I was
similar
there.
story. Okay.
So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
No one believed it.
All right. Moving away from sports.
Exactly. Let's get away from it. Far away.
That's fine with me.
Hey Brian, you started it.
I know. All right. So, once upon a time, a younger Sin Spacies almost got a chance to work on a video games show. Two of them, in fact, and I missed out on both because I think it's because I got a head for radio. And I got interviewed not knowing what the interview was for, and it was only when I walked out of there. It was a blind interview, I got told later, and it was for audition to be a host on a video game show. So that was something in my past. And
All right.
and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because video game shows used to be a big deal at one point, especially probably the most famous of them all, the Game Master.
Games Master.
The Games Master.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if we
don't
had
remember
that
that
in
one.
the
Did we
States.
have that here?
I don't think we had it here.
No,
either.
no, it
They
wasn't.
lost my chance.
So it wasn't anywhere else except in the UK. In fact, the original host has, Canada's adopted him now. He's moved to Canada permanently.
Yeah, he's a radio host now, isn't he?
Yeah, and he went from, I'll put the pictures up from what he used to look like when he was hosting compared to what he looks like now. Oh my God, it's like...
Good or bad?
No, it's night and day. night and day.
Canada's a hard country to live in.
It's all that poutine,
Being a video game host is a rough gig.
right?
So,
Okay. What's the question?
So my question is there a place for video game TV shows in 2018? Should we bother bringing back shows like the Games Master? Is there any point, or is it just not going to be worth bothering to watch because it's going to be too contrived, too controlled when you've got rogue YouTubers such as myself and you guys?
Right.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, the YouTube.
I mean, there's definitely a market for video game entertainment.
yeah.
I used to watch it all the time on G4. You guys used to have that tech TV with X-Play. You ever watch X-Play? Anybody?
Wait, we used to watch G4. I used to
Yeah.
watch it's called
Extended play?
Reviews on the Run. It was called Judgment Day.
Yeah. You guys. I think there's a total market for that because it's proven on YouTube.
yeah.
And there's
That's the thing.
yeah. Go ahead.
I think maybe the people who are playing the games are more likely to just watch it on YouTube than to watch it on TV. You know, I know tons of people now that don't have cable subscriptions, but they
I don't
watch
have cable.
YouTube and
Yeah,
Twitch
we
and
don't
stuff all the time. So I think that might be the only problem with it. I mean, I'd love to see some back. That'd be great. I still watch TV.
I think there's too many games though, because like when we were back when we used to play games, we were trying to pick like what games to play, and there's just like so many games that people go. They have like 500 videos on Minecraft, 500 videos on a specific mod of Gmod or something like that, and it's just like what games would you put on the show that
How many on
everybody?
this one though?
Exactly.
Well, that's our second
What
channel.
show would you? What game would you play on it that everybody would want to watch over watching a super specific YouTube channel dedicated to that one game / mod?
I like the idea of a host telling me about multiple games in 10 to 15 minutes. Like I'm down for that. Like the new Shadow Colossus comes out. Check it out. There's nothing new in it, but it's updated and it's cool, and you should play it.
Better
Like,
graphics, everything's remastered.
yeah, well, like that's information I want to get from somebody instead of having looking it up. I don't know about TV.
I'll just
though.
watch a trailer
Yeah.
for 2 minutes. and
I'd
that'd
agree with
be over
most
it.
with Carbon Knights on that. I don't know if there's TVs if I play.
There's that. Like, have you been to GameStop recently? Like, they have that. The TV's up, and they have like the host.
Oh, the
talking.
GameStop TV.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
yeah. You guys have GameStop, right?
No, it's EB Games here in Australia.
Maybe
Oh,
games,
okay.
yeah.
But yeah,
It's
you
the
know that they
same.
have
It's the same thing. I've been to an EB.
Oh yeah, EB Games. We used to have that. Yeah.
I've been to a GameStop. It's the same damn thing, just different logo at the front.
Well,
And they have like the
GameStop
TVs on with the hosts.
You
that
give
talk
him,
about the new
you
game.
give him your entire collection and dump
They
it
give
on
you
the
a penny
Give you a
desk. and
nickel and tell you to walk
yeah.
away.
Exactly.
I was going to say though, with the TV shows coming onto TV, I think it's come full circle though because Classic Game Room Mark, which is one of the most popular YouTube channels, he's leaving YouTube. He's had enough. He's got his own reasons for leaving YouTube though, because he's had content stolen from his channel and put onto channels like Watch Mojo who do top 10s and use his content. But they leave a little link down below to say, hey, this is from Classic Game Room, but they don't actually
But no one's
get
clicking.
it. But they're not getting his permission to do it. They're just saying, well, we've credited you, so that's enough, which is not. And Mark was he was on a interview with Pat, NES Pat, or whatever he's called.
Pat Country, the NES punk.
Yeah, that's the one. And
Oh, the NES punk?
yeah, and he was on an interview with him, and he was filthy. He was absolutely disgusted with YouTube. He was not holding back. And if you get a chance to watch that interview, it was actually quite... It was saddening to see this guy that you normally see on YouTube being super, like telling dad jokes and super happy, and you can't imagine him getting cheesed off. And he was just not holding back. He was just saying,
Was that the main reason though? Because people were bootlegging his stuff or whatever. Was that the main
Well,
reason he was
Rebooting.
His argument was that if you put a video and you use, say, Queen music or some popular soundtrack, your video is going to get a copyright strike because they're going to they're going to suss the audio out and they're going to do a match and identify it, and then you're going to get a strike. Whereas if you rip off a video that someone else has done, there's no check for that, so no one's checking to see if you're using other people's content. Go nuts. Which is kind of weird because you got Nintendo. They're doing something though that if you use, like Angry Joe show, he went to all lengths to try and avoid getting a copyright strike. He made the picture backwards. He put
Right.
he put covers over the top and graphic overlays, and he's still getting strikes. So it shows you that YouTube does have the capability of checking for this, but they're not exercising it.
I just watched a video. Sorry, I just watched a video.
Dibs.
I'm taking
Dibs.
it. I just watched this video of a channel that found out that there's this other channel that was an exact clone of them, and it had I think it had like 200 videos. All 200 of their videos were ripped and copied and put up on this channel. And it was a clone of theirs, and so they're like reaching out and they were talking to like the viewers, like, don't watch this channel, it's a complete clone of my channel, all 200 videos. And they keep posting the newest
What I got to
ones.
do is get some pallets,
Crazy.
put them back there, get some pies, headphones, and do challenges. I'll get my brother in. We'll call it, I don't know.
Change how we look.
I won't call it What the Show, I'll call it What the Hell. And
WTA.
Yeah, man. I was like, jeez. It was completely cloned all of their content with it just took their videos. It's crazy.
That's insane.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like... How old was this guy that was complaining? Do you know, the YouTube guy?
My age.
I think it's... Yeah, and nothing is nothing, right? I think it's a generational thing. Like, honestly, like, the kids making YouTube today, like, that are existing and thriving on YouTube, they free boot, they get free booted, and it's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? People use other people, especially gaming footage. Like, it's hard. Like when we did gaming videos, it was hard for me to like, I don't know.
Pilfer.
I didn't care if yeah, exactly. And it felt like, take it, sure. Like, I'm just playing the game. Like, I don't own this game because we're using a Raspberry Pi for one. And it's the same footage anyone could get. Yeah. The gaming channels, I think, are great because I do watch a few, but I don't understand how anybody can take ownership of footage of them playing a game either.
But he was also arguing that not only were they taking footage of the gameplay, but his hands and his presentation
and plus they're collecting
voice,
revenue
and his voice. And Watch Mojo, they're not the most epic of YouTube channels.
How do they get away with like the stuff they do? Like,
I
they do trailers and stuff.
So here's the thing, right? So if you notice when you watch a modern Watch Mojo video, there's a bunch of crap that they'll show a clip of something, right?
Yeah.
And some will say the most obvious thing, like, in this clip, someone's wearing a hat. This is our list of mega hats. This hat is a fedora. And that sort of, I think, is enough words to make it fall under fair use because it comes from sort of comment or critique.
Oh, right.
I think they're kind of covered by gaming the
Oh,
system.
get out of
But
here.
here's the thing, right? You know Larry Bundy, right? He puts
I know that
loads
story.
of videos, right? So he'll put one of his facts, he'll do a list, and one of the things is complete bullshit, it's not true. And he would do it simply to catch out Watch Mojo.
Oh,
Because
nice.
I put it in the video. That's
You
what
have a
true.
game show, didn't he?
I made it up.
Yeah, that's also why I
That's
watch.
decent. Yeah, trolling him. Didn't he used to be on a gaming
it's so
show
funny.
in England? Wasn't Larry Bundy used to be on a gaming show in England? He always like posted.
Yeah, he was,
did,
yeah.
That guy.
I like Larry. If you're watching, I know he watches my channel, so he always leaves an odd comment.
Oh
here
yeah,
and there.
Yeah, Larry Bundy. Check out what's the show. He'd be good on that. Junior, rather.
Well, that's the end of the question. So, yeah, that was the end of that. I might just end with what videos have you guys got coming up? What have you got coming up on your channel in the next coming weeks?
Next coming weeks.
More
for sure,
pies.
We got
More pies.
guys. I don't want it to be popular, but it is.
It is. Like, people love pies, and we're looking at how people are finding us, and they're searching pies to the face, pie in the face, pie face game, pie face challenge.
I hate it.
Like, they're just so hungry for the pies.
Yeah,
So we're
but,
just,
I don't hate it. It's fun.
It's fun, but
I got one
we love
question.
them.
I got one question. How do you clean that crap up? Like, that is just messy
Oh.
as heck.
Towels on the floor.
Yeah.
Hard work.
Yeah. Well, it's I mean,
We allot time for the cleanup.
you notice how you usually don't see past here or the floor.
Yeah,
There's a reason for that.
it's a mess.
Videos coming up. We got some WrestleManias coming up in April. I don't know if you guys know this.
And we got
or a
we
big
might have
wrestling
what's his
fan.
name on there too.
Yeah, but we're gonna have a comedian on talk
Yeah.
about some WrestleMania. It should be a good time.
He isn't confirmed yet, so we don't know. But we're
No, he's
pushing.
confirmed.
He's
He's on.
confirmed.
You've locked him
Yeah.
in, okay.
Do you know his name?
Yeah, Mario Candelaria.
Okay, well, we're gonna have him on. Yeah, we're kind of pushing for try to get more people on, celebrities and mini celebrities, Instagram celebrities.
As great as we are, people like other people. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
No, I'm really actually envious because here on my little channel, it's just me. I've been pushing to get my brother to come on. Nah, not interested. It's
Yeah.
and so I kind of feel like a bit of a Nigel here by myself. It is hard to push the channel along just with your own self, but you guys sort of bounce off each other quite well, and that's it's a bonus to have someone else there to help wing it, as a wingman.
Yeah.
When you're screwing up, they can then kick in. Whereas me,
Oh, yeah.
I just got to do outtakes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you can go like full speed, shoot 10 episodes in a row. You know, you can just you don't have to stop for anybody.
Yeah.
You know, no one's holding you back like this
Yeah,
guy.
the scheduling sucks when you got more than one person involved.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, exactly.
We got 4. And when was the last time you saw Battle Beast in a video?
You know,
Yes, that's right. You guys have well, you haven't had a falling out. I wouldn't call it falling out, but he's time out. You know, he's
He's
saying,
busy, man. He's
Yeah,
so busy in real life. Like he was in our PUBG video. So, but I mean, he's busy all the time. Luckily, Torch and Dongers step up. So
Hey,
it's good.
when are we going to do another Rocket League video?
when you want to do another Rocket League video,
Tomorrow.
yeah, I'll see what I can do.
done. All right. Anyone else want
Well,
to?
that was easy.
Jeez, there we go. Schedule. There we go.
No, it's been a while, and I do miss. I've got a gaming PC here that I use to do this channel with. I don't play any games on it. Rocket League's the only one. I got Skyrim, and that's it. Everything else is on this thing here beside me, and yeah, I don't really have a need for a gaming PC. And Ash, what about your channel?
Me? Oh yeah. So,
Laser
coming up
Ghost
to-
2.
I'm coming up to a year of videos. So something
man.
when I say special planned, it's not. It's actually really horrible. But I find it hilarious. That's fine. I've also
Horrible
got a
can be
podcast,
special too.
Especially horrible.
doing like a compilation show of unpleasant things. And yeah, I also have a podcast that I'm trying to put up, which I'm trying to figure out how to do because it's incredibly offensive.
Can we be on?
You got my attention. What is it?
So if anyone hasn't watched my channel before, my humor's Brian knows, they all know.
Warped.
Warped, yeah, okay. Pretty much. So yeah, I've got a few more things like that coming up. Plus I'm working on some long episodes still, which are taking all the time in the entire universe. And they are actually serious, and I don't make any dead baby jokes in them or anything, so...
That's a change.
Actually, dead baby joke, like ever.
He just did. Except the time when you did. Okay.
Yeah, except those several times I did. But
Well, with me on my channel, tomorrow I'll be playing Rocket League. That's one thing. I've got to get the one video I want to get started on, 1979 Gaming Since Spacies. I've got to come. The hardest part about putting those videos together is getting the footage for these old crusty games that, I mean, I suppose I could MAME it. I don't have any of those old games on MAME though. They're so dark and dirty. I want to get through those first 5 years and get up to the 80s, and the 80s I think will start to become a little more exciting, but yeah, it's a bit of a push. But I wanted to look at the 1979, 1980, just to give people an idea of how gaming started and how rough it was in the beginning, and where we compared to what we've got now with all this merchandise and crap. You know, back then there wasn't any merchandise. Oh, someone's lost it. Did the dinosaur move?
I know.
yeah, I
Where's
think it's seen a sheep or
sentient.
park visitors.
It's gained self-awareness.
It's a scummy mummy at the front there trying to sell you something. Did you watch that video? The last podcast, that was funny. But yeah, so I want to get through that series, and also these videos, the podcasts, are the things I look forward to the most at the moment, and they definitely do get a lot of view time. So I'm glad you guys joined me for this one. It's been an absolute hoot. I could make this go longer, but some of us need to go to bed. Isn't it?
He's had too much whiskey and the dinosaur's getting frisky.
It's only 9 o'clock, guys. Come on.
Go to our channel too, Brian.
What's that? Sorry.
Help me again.
Hey, what are you doing, Carbon?
Wow. I'm so glad you
what is
asked.
going on?
Justin.
Yeah, you're welcome, Carbon.
I'm a terrible host. I do apologize.
Yeah, it's okay, buddy. I still got Stardew Valley going on Monday. Me and Torch are playing Doki Doki Literature Club on Tuesdays and Fridays. Wednesday and Saturday, Dongers and myself are playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for PS2, and it is terrible. And I love it. I love watching him struggle through it. Oh, sorry, the game's terrible. The gameplay is amazing.
Of course.
The commentary, you know what I mean? Thursday is my Fallout New Vegas chem build, where I take all the drugs all the time. And Sunday is now going to be random videos,
I need
because
to
those
watch that.
Fallout videos take way too long to edit. So we're just going to have random stuff coming up, like our highlights videos, top 10s, whatever we decide to do there. And that's it. Now I'm done, Brian.
Wow. I'm so sorry that I forgot you. I was just seeing bored looks here, and I thought I better hurry up and get this moving along. By the way, for those who don't know, Carbon Nights Gaming, they put out what? You guys put out 6 videos a week?
Oh, we just moved to 7 now, actually.
Yeah, because, you know, sleep's overrated.
Jay,
I got a new computer, so I can edit
One every 2 months.
render faster, so
Yeah, 2 a week
That
is
cuts a
putting
lot
me
of
in
the
my
time
grave.
out of it.
And they go for about 10 minutes each. Now, for me, a 10-minute video takes an eternity to edit because you got to wait for...
We
Oh,
do
sorry,
minimal screen.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you're going up again.
No,
Okay.
the thing is, we just sit there and we do it Game Grumps style. So there's minimal editing. We play
nice.
and we try to be funny, and then so we'll do when Torch comes over, we can do 10, 15 videos in the night, no problem. Then I just got to.
Must be nice.
2 weeks.
Yeah, chilling.
Must be nice.
That's why we do full series, because we can do that. So
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's legit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that will be the end of the podcast. Thanks to all you guys for joining me at all weird hours of the day. And my name has been Brian, and I've been gaming since Spacies. Thanks, guys.
Since Spacies.